This is the Ford Territory, and I think it might be the best compact crossover that I've seen since the Geely Coolray was released last year. In this video, we'll check out the exterior, we'll check out the interior, we'll talk about the features, and we'll compare it to the Geely Coolray. So, without further ado, roll the intro. When the Geely Coolray was released last year, it left most Japanese, Korean, and American crossovers in the dust. It is not just more affordable, it is also better in almost every way. It changed our perception of what a Chinese car is. I said in my review that the Geely Coolray was a game changer because it will force the competition to step up. And looking at the Ford Territory, that seems to be what is happening. The competition has stepped up. The Territory is a bit bigger than I expected. It's bigger than the EcoSport, mas malaki sa Coolray. It's about the same size as the Subaru Forester. Its face is pretty smug looking. It has these sinister looking LED headlamps. At the center is Ford's signature grille. Medyo malaki yung front bumper, and it's framed at the bottom by this faux skid plate. It gives the Territory a more square-jawed look. Your daytime running lights are down here, and you have your fog lamps here. At the front you have a camera, and you have parking sensors here. So this is for your adaptive cruise control. This is basically your radar, which scans the traffic in front of you. So I like how wide it looks. The fenders look very pronounced. They look bulbous. So you have 18-inch wheels. They're wrapped in 235 50/18 tires. You have these flat black fender moldings. Over here you have another camera, and you have side repeaters on the side mirrors. It also looks pretty good when I see it from the side. Parang smaller Ford Explorer or Land Rover. You have these two very strong and very straight upswept character lines on the side, which I like very much. If I were to nitpick though, I wish they continued this window line all the way to the back. It looks like it's looping downwards towards the quarter panel, and then it suddenly straightens out. But like I said, I'm nitpicking. Overall, it's still a pretty good look. At the back you have these LED taillights. I like how the outline of the taillights is illuminated. Okay, so here at the back you have these what look like exhaust tips, but they're not. The actual exhaust tip is at the bottom. You have the word Territory emblazoned here at the back in big bold letters, so you won't forget what kind of vehicle you're in. Over here you have another camera. The Ford Territory has a smart key system. It doesn't automatically detect your hand, like on most BMWs where you just put your hand here and the door automatically unlocks. On the Territory you'll have to press this button to lock or unlock the vehicle. You have this aluminum roof rack, and you have a spoiler at the back. Overall, it's a very good looking crossover. One of the better looking ones in this segment. It looks tough, it looks wide, and it looks muscular. And it might be the most macho looking crossover in this segment. Okay, so this is the interior of the Ford Territory. First impressions, it looks very premium. I'd say it's on par with a Geely Coolray. Instead of aluminum, you have this wood trim over here, which looks pretty real. It is also matte, which makes it look even more real. I'm actually convinced that it's real. The dashboard is soft padded. It has some sort of rubbery coating on it, and you have faux leather stitching. Over here you have plenty of piano black surfaces. Now, a lot of reviewers don't like piano black, but I don't mind them. I think it makes the interior look more premium. And then you have plenty of aluminum trims. I think it's real aluminum. It looks real and it feels cold to the touch. Over here you have your shifter. The vehicle has a CVT transmission. It's flanked by these buttons over here. Over here you have your parking brake button. This is for your auto hold, and this one activates your sport mode, lane keep assist, automatic parking. Now you can control the infotainment screen by using this knob over here and these buttons. There doesn't seem to be a way to control the climate control without going through the infotainment screen. You can turn it on or off by using this button, but you can't adjust the fan speed, the climate without going through the menu. Over here you have a wireless phone charger. Now that's one thing that the Territory has that the Coolray doesn't have. You have two cup holders. You have one cup holder? Yeah, you have one cup holder here. It seems like you have space here for two cup holders, but they decided to just have one. One thing that I like is this split center armrest, which is something that you usually find in luxury vehicles like BMWs. Now, the advantage of this is, let's say you have a passenger and her elbow is on the armrest. You don't have to ask her to move her elbow to open the armrest. You can just open your side of the armrest like so. Underneath the armrest you have plenty of storage. There doesn't seem to be any USB ports or 12-volt outlets though. So you have this 10-inch screen. It has Apple CarPlay, it has Android Auto. If you activate the turn signal, for example, if I activate the right turn signal, you'll automatically be given this view which shows you your blind spot. Same goes for the left turn signal. Okay, so you have a fully digital instrument cluster. You have a digital tachometer, speedometer. The steering wheel is a pretty good size. It is leather covered and it's nicely padded. You have your buttons over here for controlling your menu here and for your infotainment screen. The Ford Territory has adaptive cruise control. So what that does is it automatically adjusts your speed depending on the speed of traffic ahead of you. So let's say the car in front of you slows down, the Territory will slow down as well. You won't find the cruise control buttons here. Instead you have a stock here, and this is how you adjust the cruise control. This is similar to how a lot of European cars do it. This is soft padded, this is leather, and it's very nicely padded. The leather feels good. It's probably synthetic leather, but it looks and feels real. You have black leather with white stitching. I like the fact that the window controls are over here. They're easily within reach and you don't have to lift your wrist up to reach them. The seats are leather covered. So like I said, the Territory is leaning more towards luxury rather than sportiness, and you can see in the seats that it doesn't have a lot of bolstering, which is good for comfort, but for sporty driving you'd want a bit more bolstering here so you won't slide from side to side. So the driver's seat is power adjustable while the passenger seat is manually adjustable. Okay, let's start the engine. I just want to open the sunroof. So you open the sunroof by pressing this button. Oh wait, you have to hold it? You have to hold it. Oh. Oh, you have to turn this knob to open the sunroof. Or to turn the cover. Open the cover rather. And to close the sunroof, you have to press this button. So I'm at the back seat now, and legroom is surprisingly very good. Obviously it has more legroom than the Geely Coolray, but I think this also has more legroom than the Geely Ascara, which is weird. The seats are pretty comfortable. They're soft. Like at the front you don't have a lot of bolstering, but that's okay if you're not going to be driving this like a maniac. Over here you have two aircon vents. You have one USB port over here. So there doesn't seem to be a way to adjust the fan speed from here. So I like this design. I like this handrest over here. You can rest your arm at an angle like this, which is pretty comfortable for me. The wood panels extend all the way to the back, as you can see. Headroom is also pretty good, although it's compromised by the panoramic sunroof a little bit. I have about this much headroom, which is, I would say, about 1.5 inches or 2 inches. I am 5'8", and the panoramic sunroof looks pretty good. This is the best place to appreciate the panoramic sunroof because you can see the full length of it. So you have a center armrest with 2 cup holders. Looks like you have a 60-40 split here. There is no center tunnel hump, so if you have a third passenger at the center, he'd be pretty comfortable. So up until recently, the Geely Coolray had the nicest interior in this segment, but I think the Ford Territory will give it a good run for its money. The interior looks premium. It looks like it belongs to a more expensive car. You have a lot of nice materials. You have leather on the dashboard. You have wood panels, which I'm not sure if they're real, but they look and they feel real. And you have a lot of aluminum accents. So if you were to ask me which interior looks better, the interior of the Coolray or the Territory, I'd say they both look good, but they would appeal to different tastes or different demographics. The Coolray's interior is more sporty and it looks younger, while this interior looks more mature and more luxurious. Ford Territory has a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. Unlike the Coolray, this is a 4-cylinder. You can't really see much. Almost everything is covered in plastic. Well, the turbo's down there. Like I said, everything's covered in plastic. Your battery goes here, and then your wiper fluid and your engine coolant goes here. The Ford Territory may just unseat the Geely Coolray as the king of tech in this segment. Remember the self-parking feature that the Coolray is known for? The Territory has that too, for both parallel and perpendicular parking. It also has a 360 camera. It has heated and cooled seats, which the Coolray doesn't have. It also has wireless phone charging, which the Coolray also doesn't have. It has rain sensing wipers, LED ambient lighting. It has a 10-inch screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And that panoramic sunroof over there, that is standard on all variants of the Territory, even the base model. It also has plenty of active safety features. You get Ford's Copilot 360 system, which includes adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning. It has a 360 camera, and it has automatic emergency braking. Now, what that is basically automatic siyang magbe-brake pag na-detect niyang may mababangga ka. If you opt for the cheaper variant, you lose the heated and cooled seats, the power adjustable driver's seat, the rain sensing wipers, the wireless phone charging, the LED ambient lighting, the 18-inch wheels, and Ford's Copilot 360. Now, the features that I just mentioned are features that you only used to expect on the most expensive of vehicles. And now, we're getting them on crossovers that are worth just a little over 1 million pesos. The game has changed indeed, and Japanese manufacturers will have to follow suit or they'll be left behind. So it seems like the Geely Coolray, the Chinese newcomer that shook the subcompact crossover landscape, finally met its match. The plot twist is that the Ford Territory, while under an American badge, is also based on a Chinese platform. And that probably explains why they were able to cram so much at a price of less than 1.3 million. Anyway, Chinese vehicles are not the same as they were a couple of years ago. In fact, they look and feel a lot more premium than their Japanese counterparts. In fact, it's so lopsided right now that it's not even fair. So, is it the best compact crossover? Best is a subjective word in this case because people want different things from a car. In this price bracket, and even a bracket above, it offers the most features. Its interior is on par with the Geely Coolray in terms of quality and design. In my personal opinion, it is the best looking. The Geely Coolray though has the advantage when it comes to performance. It has a more powerful engine, and its DCT transmission is more ideal for spirited driving. But I suspect that most people who are in the market for a crossover don't care as much as car reviewers do about performance. 145 horsepower is a lot anyway for a crossover of this size. It's not gonna be slow, just not as fast as the Coolray. And if that's a trade-off that you're willing to accept, then the Territory might be the best crossover for you. Unfortunately, they didn't have a test drive unit available today. If the video does well, I'll do a part 2 where I'm gonna test drive the Territory. Anyway, thanks to Collin of Ford Balintawak. If you're interested in buying the Territory, just check the description below for her contact number. Just mention that you saw my video.